I think everyone is relevant to this topic, eating colors, fruits and vegetables. Okay, why I say it's relevant to everyone, because the one of the reasons I want to share is also because for such a long time already, Malaysia keep reporting, and not only Malaysia, globally also keep reporting that the fruits and also vegetable intakes for all people is getting lower and lower. Okay, so if today actually we ask ourselves honestly, today do we intake any fruits and vegetables? If yes, maybe we can interact a bit. If yes, you can type 111. If you have not intake any fruits and vegetables today, you can type 222. Okay, so the next question is actually, if today you intake, if you do intake fruits and vegetable, do you think you intake 5 servings of it, assuming each serving is about 400 grams? If you intake 5 servings of fruits and vegetable, you can type 888. Okay, if you do not, you can type 666. Okay, so the reason why I interact as such with you guys is actually I'm quite sure almost 90% of us will not be able to meet this criteria. But this is actually the recommended and actually the minimum criteria in order for us to stay healthy and to get all the micronutrients, especially vitamins and minerals from all these sources, right? So if let's say, can you imagine today we didn't meet this target? Do you think tomorrow you'll meet this target? Do you think a week after you will be able to meet this target? If let's say this is actually a question mark, and actually we are quite lucky that we are still in good shape, we do not have any chronic diseases or any alarming health issue yet, I think this is the right time for us to actually remind ourselves, should we actually fine-tune or adjust to this diet habit? Okay, doesn't mean that now you do not take, you do not have any problem. It means that you can continue like this. So I think the awareness itself is very important, and that actually serves as the starter for my tonight's topic. Okay, so we all know, like I mentioned just now, we all know that fruits and vegetable is a main source of micronutrients, especially vitamins and minerals. That is what most of the people know. But there's also many people don't know, in addition to vitamins and mineral and also fibers, which I missed out just now, there's also one more thing, which is the source of phytonutrients. So phytonutrients is something that a lot of people have neglected. They thought that they intake fruits and vegetables is mainly for the vitamins and mineral. But actually scientists and a lot of researchers have found out that phytonutrients is actually a natural source of protective substance found in plants that often give them a vibrant color. But for those who actually consume it, it gives us that extra protective. Okay, so emerging research also suggests that phytonutrients give a wide range of health benefits, not only the protective benefits that I mentioned just now. So in this slide itself, you can see phytonutrients has been categorized in actually 5 different colors that will bring health benefits to our body. The first one you can see from the purples, more purple color fruits and vegetables, it actually helps our brain in general. And also fruits and vegetables in orange color will help our eyesight, which is our eyes health in general. And then for our bones and joint, right, it's actually coming from mainly the white color in fruits and vegetables. And then for red color, of course, it related to our health of our heart. Okay, and lastly, the green color will be important for our cellular health. So when we talk about cellular health, it's like the body entire ecosystem, and also the DNA, our circulation, all that. Okay, so I think these 5 aspects is actually very important in our body as a whole, especially if let's say today we talk about the first killer in health, that is actually cardiovascular, right? So for cardiovascular is related to our heart. Okay, so you can see heart is red color. So we can ask ourselves how many red colors fruits and vegetables we intake. So in this picture, you can see pomegranate, okay, chili, and then dragon fruits, strawberry, raspberry, all that. Okay, those are actually fruits that is not cheap, right? Okay, the red color fruits that we normally eat most of the time is actually apple, right? But apple is the skin itself is red, but inside is actually white color. So in order to consume the red color part, it's very hard to get the enough quantity, right? So if you get what I mean, and then if you want to consume balance all of these 5, it's actually very tough. Okay, so this is actually already a fact. Like I mentioned just now, 80 to 90% of people actually do not meet the minimum recommendation of 5 serving. So as according to the research here, one in actually total of 4 men or women will meet the minimum. So 1 out of 4 will meet. That means 75% will not meet. Okay, so what does it mean by 5 serving? Okay, there are actually different definition in different country, but for Malaysia, actually the Health Ministry of Malaysia also recommend 5 serving. So there's actually a 2 serving of fruits and 3 serving of vegetables. So in total, 5 serving. But in Australia, it's a different definition, but they also 5 serving. Okay, but nevertheless, the rule of thumb is actually to get this 5 serving, we can actually assume it's about 400 grams of fruits and vegetables per day. Okay, so you can see 1 serving is about 400 grams, right? Are we able to get 2,000, about 2 kilo of fruits and vegetables today? It's very hard. Okay, maybe long time ago during our grandparents era, perhaps they are able to do so, because back then fruits and vegetables is not that expensive, and at the same time it's easy accessible at the market, and then a lot of time they also eat it, okay, during along with the meal. But nowadays, due to the change of lifestyle, right, we eat in rush, okay, and then we go back to work immediately. We do not have the leisure time to actually consume the next, after the main meal, the next is your fruits and vegetables, right? So that is also the reason why nowadays it's getting serious and serious. People do not meet this fruit and vegetable criteria. And it's not only applicable to adults, it's also applicable to newborn baby, kids, and even adolescents. So for all range of age group, we are facing this problem. Okay. So you can see why do we need to consume not only fruits and vegetables, but we need to also meet these 5 colors criteria, is because if today we just focus on, need to eat fruits, and then you always store up orange in your fridge. So every day you will just keep eating orange. Of course, you still consume fruits, right? That is still considered a fruits category. But the problem is you are monotonous in terms of the colors. So from this chart itself, you can already easily identify the fruits that you always intake is only focusing on this last portion here, the yellow and the orange, which maybe orange itself will also not give all these different types of phytonutrients. It might only give you a few types of phytonutrients, because the example given here have includes phytonutrients coming from carrot and also other yellow, orange color fruits and vegetables. So can you imagine if we are eating so monotonous, you will only be helping one side of your health in long run. Okay, but if let's say today we are able to balance out and eat 5 colors, right, you can imagine there's so much of health benefits that being associated can be covered. Okay, so I will not go through one by one, but from here you can roughly see green color, like we just now also mentioned, it will help cellular health, but certain of the phytonutrients in green color, it also help vision health. Okay, and then red color, if you remember just now, it related to our heart health, right? But it's not solely for heart. You can see if let's say we consume holistic enough, that is also helping our prostate health, especially from this lycopene can be found largely in tomato and also other red color fruits and vegetables, and it also helps our lung, stomach health. So when I talk about lung, is it also important during this COVID? And also there's a lot of respiratory health issue all around, for example, influenza on top of COVID. Okay, so white is also something that not common unless you are a person who always eat garlic, all that. So how do we want to ensure we consume enough of white so that our blood vessel, heart health, and also bone joint is intact? Okay, and then purple and blue is also a very rare fruits and vegetable. If you buy a cabbage today, you will definitely buy a normal one, right? I think hardly people will buy the purple cabbage and store at home. Normally, you only have the chance to eat those purple color cabbage if let's say we go to the restaurant or we eat salad outside. Okay, but in a normal day, it's very hard on the daily basis. Okay, so question to ourselves, is our heart health, cell health, skin health, digestive health, and also brain health in proper care? Okay, so of course, if let's say these 5 has been eaten balanced, we have the higher chance of achieving optimal health, right? So a lot of time with the accumulation of a lot of long-term accumulation of issue inside our body, and then it leads to a chronic disease, and end up we don't know what is the cause. So if we are able to eat balanced, we can actually avoid that risk. Okay, so here is actually a phytonutrients report conducted in US. So of course, in Malaysia, we don't have such advanced research or report available. But I think in US, it's a good guideline for us to roughly gauge what is happening in the local in Malaysia as well. Why I say so is because in advanced country, normally they are more educated, and at the same time, it's also easier for them to reach out to all these available fruits and vegetables, because normally rich and advanced country, they have the privilege to import a lot of all these fruits and vegetables to fulfill their local market needs, right? But in the opposite side, for example, in emerging market like Malaysia, normally we don't have that kind of privilege. So this report actually act as a reference only, but I can only assume that Malaysia will be worse than the result of this report. So in US, you can see how much the average percentage not meeting the intake for this particular phytonutrients. So actually 69% didn't actually achieve this green color, 74% didn't achieve the red color, 83% didn't achieve the white, 76 for purple, 80 for yellow and orange itself. So can you see all is actually quite high, all more than 60% didn't intake enough. So if let's say this same report being conducted in market like Malaysia, I'm quite sure it's like 80% and above people will not get all this color phytonutrient intake. So this is actually a summary chart from what we have seen just now, the shortfall of the color category. So it's not only asking whether people consume enough 5 servings of fruits and vegetables, but at the same time, if you consume fruits and vegetables, do you consume just particular one color like I mentioned just now? So I also believe it's very hard if you go to one person's house, right? You open up the fridge, and then the fruits of vegetable compartment is a very colorful one. It's very rare. Most of the time we see orange, green color vegetable. That's it. Okay, that's the most common one. Okay, at most maybe apple and some other fruits. Okay, so if let's say we are always in lack of other different color, then our body actually will struggle a lot to meet those phytonutrients benefits that will bring to our body. So a lot of mechanism will be affected, and in the long run, the health of all the aspects that I mentioned just now will be affected also, right? So now we talk about the common fact why we know the importance of fruit and vegetable, but still a lot of people unable to meet that consumption. Of course, just now I mentioned one is very true one, which is due to lifestyle. We are in more rushing environment. We can't help a lot of time. We don't have the leisure times to actually intake fruit. In only our main meal itself, probably we also not enough time to consume already. I'm talking about if let's say you are in the working environment, right? Of course, during the weekend, you can compensate back a little bit. But actually, that is the normal day is the one that actually counts, right? So you can see on top of the lifestyle changes, this is also a very true fact. You can see if let's say B40 of the family, the monthly earned income, let's say around 3,000, and then 1/3 of the salary will actually be spent on food. Can you imagine that actually 20% is spent on the packaged food? So when we talk about packaged food, is actually processed food, junk food, instant food that we take, that normally is very low in terms of the nutrition value, but it actually gives us that convenience and also that taste craving, right? but actually in terms of nutrition value is really low. So that actually one of the reason it contributed to lack of nutrition among all of us is because of that. Okay, this is the fact that we cannot deny. So you can see actually it caused the nutrition gap in a lot of micronutrients area. This one also haven't mentioned about in terms of color category. Of course, we do not have the data in that aspect. Okay, so if let's say malnutrition occurs for children which is less than 5 years old, it will cause a lot of different effect, including underweight, stunted, and also wasting. Okay, so it's very important for us to create this awareness, and not only to create awareness. If let's say you are adult, or if let's say in future you are parents of your kids, you are actually the role example to show them is it you should consume on a daily basis, and how do you actually consume on a daily basis, what types. Okay, so another fact whereby we will not be able to fulfill that criteria is just now we mentioned lifestyle. Second is the income limitation, and also our spending habit pattern. Another one is actually you can see here is actually my own fruits collection. So I just started to take some photo of my daily food intake, but it's actually not daily also. Okay, sometimes we always have fruits and vegetables in the fridge, but sometimes we forgot to intake as well. Okay, so but if let's say we intake, it will be as per these pictures, right? But then even though it look quite colorful, but the question that I want to ask is it, like I mentioned just now, do we consume on a daily basis? So today, eating fruits and vegetables is not like free, or you remember only you eat, right? But if let's say it's not on a daily basis, then somehow we need to close up that gap. What is the solution that we have to close up that gap, right? And then secondly, if let's say we do consume on a daily basis, then the next question is, do we consume 5 servings per day? Okay, because that is actually the recommended intake portion, right? So if let's say we do consume 5 servings per day, next question is actually, do we consume 5 different colors in total serving? Okay, so if let's say it's a yes to all of this, then I think we have done a great job. But if let's say we are unable to even meet the first one, then I think it's very hard for us to say yes to the subsequent 2 questions, right? So we just have to be very honest and frank to ourselves, because it's our own body. Today, you don't have to tell me that you really do all these things, but end of the day, it's our own body that actually felt the impact. Okay, so if that on top of that, other consideration factors that I think is important for us to put in our mind is that, first, even if today we are able to achieve that 5 serving, and if we able to achieve that 5 colors also, are we able to be sure the source of fruits that we consume is free from pesticide and also other chemicals? Okay, so even for myself, the one on the left, you see all those fruits. Okay, we try to buy from a reliable hypermarket, but still you do not know where is the farmers, the source of the farming is coming from. Then of course we can do our best by using dish drop to wash off the outer layers, all that. But then still, definitely I believe it will still have residual inside the fruits itself. So in the long run, actually, even when we consume enough, there's also a risk there. And then second is in terms of the nutrition yield. So this has been done in a lot of the research that they show the same apple nowadays and the same apple 50 years, 60 years ago, the nutrition yield has been depleted and has decreased a lot. Okay, so the 5 serving, I think, is with the assumption that the nutrition value is still there, right? If let's say the nutrition value has been depleted due to the mass production, that means they use a lot of the fertilizer to fasten the speed of the vegetables and fruits grow in order to meet the market demand. So that process itself actually compromised on the nutrition yield. So today, if let's say you want to still get that 5 serving, probably you need to eat 10 or 15 serving. Okay, if let's say we calculate by nutrition yield and not by the weight of the fruits and vegetable itself. So if you understand this point, That is something to think about. And number 3 is actually the cost to sustain this kind of lifestyle. So you can see, if let's say we want to have 5 colors, right? On the left hand side, if let's say we just eat orange, apple, you definitely very hard to get 5 colors. So on the left hand side, you can see my picture can almost close to 5 colors because we include different types of fruits. For example, berries type, some dragon fruit, some other colors, fruits which normally we don't intake, right? So if let's say in order to sustain this cost, right, it's also not cheap, right? So because the most common fruits nowadays, like orange, is also no longer cheap. Okay, one orange, it can cost like ranging from 3 ringgit to 5 ringgit, depending on the size and also the source of the orange. Okay, so can you imagine 5 ringgit for one piece of orange? How do we want to make up 5 serving and also 5 colors? It's like probably if for a B40, like example, the previous slide that I showed, they might totally give up this attempt or this effort to do so, even though they know the importance of fruits and vegetable intake. Okay, so we need a solution, which I will be sharing you the solution tonight and how to achieve it very easily. Okay, so before that, let's just...
The World Health Organization says eat 5 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables daily. Approximately 75% of the population worldwide is not eating the recommended amount of fruits and vegetables. Busy schedules, environmental factors that reduce plant nutrient levels, creating a gap between what we eat and what we need. So, how do we help close this gap? You can do so easily through dietary and plant-based supplements containing phytonutrients. That's why Nutrilite is the world's #1 selling brand of vitamins and dietary supplements.
Okay, so awesome. The answer is already in the last part of the video, which is to look for the fruit supplementation that actually contains phytonutrients, not only the fruit supplementation that provide you the vitamins and minerals, but the one that actually contains phytonutrients as well. So this is worth to emphasize because a lot of the product in the market, they do not have phytonutrients inside their product. But even if they have, they do not comply to the 5 colors concept that we mentioned just now. Okay, so from here, you can see tonight, actually want to share with you not double X, but it's actually a product that I think we have not shared before in our Saturday's sharing, which is the concentrated fruits and vegetables. You might have aware about this product, but maybe you have not tried. So tonight is a very great introduction about this food supplementation on top of the double X that we have. And of course, later I will address one of the questions that people will normally ask, the difference between double X and also the concentrated fruits and vegetables. So first of all, this concentrated fruits and vegetable, as the name suggests itself, I think is already clear enough. What is the function of this food supplementation, which is cater for people who have the problem that I mentioned just now, the change of lifestyle, the income issue, do not have the enough serving, do not have the enough different colors and balanced color. Okay, so this is the all-in-one solution for all that, because firstly, we know that this product is actually highly nutrition and it's very convenient. So convenient is the one of the key that will solve most of the issue that I mentioned just now, right? So secondly, is actually a concentrated phytonutrients, not only fruit vegetables, but it ensures that all these fruits that input inside this product has been properly dehydrated and only taken up the nutrients inside the phytonutrients. So it's actually a concentrated formula for a daily intake. So there's no issue for you to intake on the daily basis. Okay, so one serving, which is actually the recommended, is 2 tablets per day. So if you intake these 2 tablets one day, is equivalent to 10 servings of phytonutrients in that fruits and vegetables. So can you imagine, it's not only convenience, but it's actually compact and make us easy to achieve the target that we want to fill up the nutrition gap. So third, it provides the phytonutrients equivalents of more than 5 servings of fruits and vegetables. So just now is in terms of the daily intake, equivalent to 10 serving, but this one is in terms of the phytonutrients colors. So it's equivalent to 5 servings of fruits and vegetables. And at the same time, it's also NSF content certified. So the ingredients that being used in this product, right, has been certified by NSF. So that means whatever being claimed that we have inside this concentrated fruit and vegetable, it has been certified, and you can actually find this NSF 173 inside the NSF website for this registered product. Okay, so there's also extra antioxidant protection. As we all know, fruits and vegetables contain a lot of antioxidant. So you can expect when it's being concentrated in such 2 tablets, it is actually very high in terms of the antioxidant. And one of the unit to measure the antioxidant effect is actually, we call it ORAX. Okay, I'll explain more about ORAX in the subsequent slide, a brief one. So you can see the ORAC rating for this product is actually 4,000. So for double X, it's actually 3,500. So the antioxidant level for this product is even higher than double X. And on top of that, just now I said I want to mention what is the difference consuming this and double X is that other than the antioxidants rating is also the concentrated fruits and vegetable differences. Okay, so in double X mainly is a combination of multivitamin, multimineral, and also phytonutrient. So in terms of the phytonutrients, dosage is definitely lower compared to this concentrated fruits and vegetable. So for double X mainly is to be balanced in all that 3 aspects. But for this is particularly for people who know very well that they do not consume enough fruits and vegetables, or if let's say they have any other health issue, which we will mention and also point out later on. If you would like to avoid or lower the risk of those health issue caused by lack of fruits and vegetables, you can actually go for this. Okay, so of course, very important to mention, no artificial colorants, flavor, and also preservative added for this product. Okay, just now I mentioned ORAC. So ORAC actually stands for oxygen radical absorbance capacity. So it's actually they need to undergo a lab test to test how much the ORAC value for this particular products, right? So the higher the ORAC value is actually better to fight the free radical in our body. And free radical, I believe everyone have roughly know the concept, which is everything surrounding us that will actually impact and also affect our cell tissue is actually a free radical. So it includes of the pollution, UV light, even if you eat unhealthy food, all that will actually become a free radical when you enter into our body system. Okay, so fruits and vegetables with high ORAC definitely will have a high health benefit, but of course it will also be quite expensive if you go to buy in the hypermarket. Okay, so yeah, just now I missed out the last point, which is actually researchers suggest that ORAC intake between 1,000 to 2,000, it will help to promote improve the health and also decrease the risk of chronic disease. So when we talk about chronic disease, includes of diabetic, cancer, and also other cardiovascular disease. Okay, so other researchers also suggest intake between 3,000 to 5,000 units per day. If let's say you want to reach the cancer prevention effect. Okay, so few more things that actually I can highlight. So for example, in this product itself, all the fruits and vegetables that being used in this product, you can see in the picture, there's a tomato, there's orange, and then there's broccoli and many more. Okay, just to show few of the phytonutrients benefits, you can see the lycopene inside actually promote prostate health. So for people who have the prostate issue, or they have people around them that may be aging, because prostate issue is very common, especially for guys when they age. So probably your father or grandfather or anyone, okay, it's very normal. If you want to actually prevent before the issue happen, it's also recommended to consume this. Okay, and for the inside, there's also a lutein from the blueberry to actually promote the eye health. And then we have the EGCG, which is the extract from the green tea, and also the quercetin to actually support the circulatory, which is cellular health, and also our heart health. Okay, and then we also have this hesperidin to support circulatory health also. And then for the allergic acid, it will help to support our colon health. Okay, and then another last point to reiterate is actually health benefit includes, like, for example, chronic disease like diabetics and also cancer. Okay, so there's, of course, we cannot claim so, but then there's already a lot of research out there that says that high antioxidant and also rich phytonutrients will definitely help in terms of this chronic disease. Okay, so now just now I mentioned about the NSF, right? So NSF certification is not only just a piece of certificate saying that, oh, this product is awesome or what, but actually is very important, especially to tell the user, of the people who actually promote and become the ambassador of this product, that all the content in the certified supplementation match the printed label, and at the same time is actually at the level specified. So that means if your product claims that you have this certain dosage of this content inside the product, it has been verified and has been tested by the chemist from the NSF team. Okay, so I'm not sure how many products is the market that actually care to do so and care to give such assurance. So for me, things that we put into our body, definitely I will need such assurance. Okay, so last video to share with you all.
Phytonutrients are probably the most intensively studied area in the field of nutrition today around the world. Each plant will produce different phytonutrients depending upon the needs of the plant. Some plant might need certain colors to attract bees to pollinate them. Certain plants produce things that repel insects. There's an awful lot of phytonutrients out there, and phytonutrients are characterized by their different color. Humans can take advantage of this so that they can help protect themselves. So we found a very easy way to challenge people to make sure that they get a variety of color in their diet. If they do that, they got a better chance of getting the proper balance of phytonutrients. So if you're not eating a lot of colors in your diet, you're a good candidate to use one of our products.
Okay, so more than 80 years, actually now close to 90 years already for Nutrilite brand that actually pioneer in this phytonutrient, which is one of the topic that we discussed tonight itself. So on top of the some assurance in terms of the NSF that I mentioned just now, particularly for this concentrated fruits and veggie, there are also other 4 reasons. The first 3 is actually we are actually the only global vitamin and so mineral brands to grow, harvest, process plants on our own certified organic farms. Okay, of course, now we have Nutrilite, which all the partners farm have to fulfill the criteria of Nutrilite practice, all that. Okay, and then secondly, we control every step of our process from seeds to supplement, ensuring that every supplement is safe and also effective. And thirdly, we stand behind our product with the 180 days. Okay, of course, in Malaysia, we for all our key product, there is also a same satisfaction guarantee in place. So this is actually what the consumer and also customer want the most, right? And lastly, which is also the Nutrilite traceability standard. So what is the importance of this traceability standard is that just now we mentioned already, in that particular 1 bottle of concentrated fruits and vegetable, there's more than 10 servings of fruits and vegetable inside the phytonutrients that you have inside. So of course, when we consume, we want to ensure whether it's really there, the dosage is verified. So that one NSF has helped us to done that. But the traceability itself have to help us to ensure the purity of the ingredient, ensure all the ingredient being used is without contaminant, because of course we are from our own organic farm, is the purest and the cleanest. And then second is the safety testing. When we have this traceability, it also ensures the absence of bad things. So not only we ensure it's clean, we also detect whether there's a additional new foreign body or contaminants along the process. So number 3 is actually effectiveness in the testing. So when we test the effectiveness, when it is become the final product, our lab will still test whether the nutrition is still present inside this particular product. So there's no point that you put so many fruits and vegetables inside one product, but end of the day, once you completed or you production the product, right, there's no more nutrition value inside. So this happened to a lot of the product in the market, whereby they do not have a lab to actually assure us and to test out the final product whether the nutrition is still there. Okay, so for Nutrilite product, the ensure of the presence of all these good things is still there. Okay, so I think I missed out one thing just now, which is this. I think I missed out one point. Actually, to end this sharing, I just want to go back to one of the another reason why we do not consume enough of fruits and vegetables is that you can see here the cost of consuming this 10 equivalents of 10 servings fruits and vegetables is only 4 ringgit and 28 cents per day. So this is haven't calculate the potential CSI cashback that you are able to get. And also, if let's say today you are building the business actively and you achieve DD and above, you will definitely get back even more, and you are actually consuming it for free, right? But even as a starter, this 4 ringgit and 28 cents is already a great deal for those who actually know the price of fruits and vegetables. You go to the hypermarket, you buy fruits and vegetables, you know it's impossible for you to get broccoli, orange, grapes, carrot, all that with just 4 ringgit and 28 cents. Okay, it's impossible. But when Nutrilite do it in scale with the proper extraction technology, we are able to ensure these phytonutrients is in place for us, okay, with this price. So I think is really recommended for those who actually want to look for this solution. Is anyone also can consume it, okay? So with that, I think I have come to the end for the first part of our tonight sharing. If you have any question regarding this product, you can feel free to drop in the chat box.